Imagine plugging in your phone charger. The battery starts charging. You flip on a light switch. The room lights up instantly. You start your washing machine. It begins spinning with the push of a button. Every single one of these everyday actions depends on three invisible electrical forces working together: voltage, current, and resistance. These three concepts are the foundation of every electrical circuit on Earth. Whether you're an electrician, homeowner, engineering student, DIY enthusiast, or simply curious about how electricity works. Understanding these three ideas will completely change how you see electricity forever. By the end of this video, you'll understand electricity better than most people. No confusing math, no complicated engineering language, just simple explanations anyone can understand. Let's begin. Here's a question. What actually makes electricity move? Most people answer, the power company. Others say, the battery. Some even believe electricity simply appears inside a wire, but none of these answers tell the whole story. Electricity moves because of voltage. The amount that moves is called current, and what slows it down is resistance. These three always work together. You can never truly understand one without understanding the other two. One of the biggest reasons electricity seems difficult is because we cannot actually see it. You can see water, you can see fire, you can see wind moving trees, but electricity? It's invisible. We only see its effects: a light bulb glowing, a fan spinning, a heater getting hot, a phone charging. Because we can't see electricity directly, our brains struggle to imagine what's happening inside the wires. That's why electricians often compare electricity to water flowing through pipes. It's one of the easiest ways to understand the invisible world inside every electrical circuit. Imagine your house has a large water tank. Water wants to flow through the pipes, but whether it actually flows depends on pressure. The higher the pressure, the harder the water pushes. Now imagine replacing water with electricity. Instead of water pressure, we have electrical pressure. That electrical pressure is called voltage. Voltage doesn't actually flow. Instead, voltage pushes electricity through a circuit. Think of voltage as the force that wants to move electrical charges. Without voltage, nothing moves. No lights, no TV, no refrigerator, no internet, no electricity at all. Voltage is simply electrical pressure. It is measured in volts, named after Italian scientist Alessandro Volta. Imagine squeezing a garden hose. The harder you squeeze, the greater the pressure pushing the water. Electricity works exactly the same way. A battery creates pressure. A power station creates pressure. A solar panel creates pressure. This pressure pushes electrons through a wire. Higher voltage means stronger electrical pressure. Lower voltage means weaker pressure. That's all voltage really is. Electrical pressure. Let's look at voltage in everyday life. A small AA battery produces about 1.5 volts. A car battery provides approximately 12 volts. Many household outlets in North America supply around 120 volts. In many other countries, household outlets provide about 230 volts. High-voltage transmission lines can carry hundreds of thousands of volts over long distances. Each system is designed for a different purpose. The higher the voltage, the greater the electrical pressure available to move energy efficiently. Here's one of the biggest myths. Many people believe voltage is what kills, but that's not entirely true. Voltage creates the pressure. Current flowing through the human body is what causes the most direct physiological harm. Voltage makes current possible. Without enough voltage, dangerous current cannot flow. That's why electricians always consider both voltage and current together when evaluating electrical hazards. We'll explain current in the next section. So now you know the first piece of the puzzle. Voltage is electrical pressure, but pressure alone doesn't power your home. What actually moves through the wires? How much electricity is flowing? Why do some appliances use more electricity than others? The answer is current, and once you understand current, everything starts making sense. In the next part, we'll discover what electrical current really is, how it's measured, and why it's one of the most important concepts in every electrical system. Now that you understand voltage as electrical pressure, let's answer the next big question. What actually flows through the wire? The answer is electrical current. Current is the flow of electric charge through a conductor. Think back to our water pipe example. Voltage is the water pressure. Current is the amount of water actually flowing through the pipe every second. The more water flowing, the stronger the current. The more electric charge flowing through a wire, the higher the electrical current. Current is measured in amperes, or simply amps, named after French physicist André-Marie Ampère. 1 amp means that 1 coulomb of electric charge passes a point in the circuit every second. This is the movement that powers your lights, appliances, computers, and electric vehicles. Here's something that surprises many people. The individual electrons inside a wire actually move very slowly. In many household circuits, their drift speed is only a fraction of a millimeter per second. So why do your lights turn on almost instantly? Because electrical energy travels through the electric field in the conductor at nearly the speed of light. A helpful analogy is a long row of dominoes. Push the first domino, and the last one falls. Almost immediately, even though each domino only moves a short distance, electricity behaves in a similar way. The energy is transmitted rapidly through the circuit, even though individual electrons drift slowly. Have you ever noticed that a phone charger uses very little electricity, while an electric heater draws much more? That's because different devices require different amounts of current. A small LED light may only use a tiny fraction of an amp. A microwave oven can draw around 10 amps. An electric water heater may draw much more. Large industrial motors can require hundreds of amps. The larger the current, the more electrical energy is being delivered each second. That's why thicker wires are needed for high current equipment. Thin wires carrying excessive current can overheat and become dangerous. Now let's meet the third member of our electrical team. Resistance, if voltage pushes electricity. And current is the flow of electricity. Resistance is what opposes that flow. Imagine trying to drink a milkshake through a tiny straw. It's difficult because the narrow straw resists the flow. Now switch to a wide straw. The milkshake flows much more easily. Electrical wires behave the same way. Every material resists the movement of electric charge to some degree. This opposition is called electrical resistance. Resistance is measured in ohms, named after German physicist Georg Simon Ohm. Resistance depends on several important factors. First, the material. Copper has very low resistance, making it ideal for electrical wiring. Aluminum also conducts electricity well and is often used in power transmission. Rubber, plastic, glass, and dry wood have very high resistance, which is why they are commonly used as electrical insulators. Second, wire length. Longer wires have more resistance because electrons must travel farther. Third, wire thickness. Thicker wires provide more space for electric charge to move, reducing resistance. Finally, temperature. For most metals, resistance increases as temperature rises. That's why electrical components often become less efficient when they get very hot. Have you ever touched a phone charger after it's been plugged in for hours, or felt warmth coming from a laptop power supply? That's resistance at work. As electrons move through a material, they collide with atoms. These collisions convert some electrical energy into heat. This principle is used intentionally in electric heaters, toasters, ovens, kettles, and hair dryers. But unwanted heat in electrical wiring can be dangerous if too much current flows through. A wire with excessive resistance, the wire can overheat, damage insulation, and in severe cases, start a fire. That's one reason proper wire sizing is so important. Let's look at resistance in everyday life. An LED light bulb is designed to use electricity efficiently. An electric space heater intentionally uses resistance to produce heat. A long extension cord has more resistance than a short one. A damaged or corroded electrical connection increases resistance, creating unwanted heat and voltage drop. Electricians routinely inspect terminals and connectors because loose or corroded connections can become serious safety hazards. Keeping electrical connections clean and tight helps reduce resistance where it isn't wanted. Let's review what we've learned so far. Voltage is the push. Current is the flow. Resistance is the opposition. These three are always connected. Increase the voltage while keeping resistance the same, and current increases. Increase the resistance while keeping voltage the same, and current decreases. This simple relationship explains nearly every basic electrical circuit you'll encounter. In the next part, we'll bring everything together with Ohm's law, practical circuit examples, common troubleshooting situations, household wiring demonstrations, and essential electrical safety tips. By then, you'll have a solid understanding of the three concepts that form the foundation of electricity. Now it's time to bring everything together. You've learned that voltage is electrical pressure, current is the flow of electric charge. Resistance is what opposes that flow. But how are these three connected? The answer is one of the most important equations in all of electrical engineering, Ohm's law. It tells us exactly how voltage, current, and resistance influence one another. If you understand Ohm's law, you can understand the behavior of almost every simple electrical circuit. Let's make this practical. Imagine you have a 12-volt battery connected to a resistor. If the resistance is low, current flows easily. If the resistance increases, current decreases. Now imagine increasing the voltage. While keeping the same resistor, the electrical pressure becomes stronger. More current flows. This is why electrical designers carefully choose the right combination of voltage, wire size, and resistance for every circuit. Too much current can damage equipment. Too little current may prevent devices from working properly. Ohm's law helps engineers predict exactly what will happen before a circuit is ever built. Let's look inside a typical home. When you switch on a light bulb, electricity flows through the filament or electronic driver. The bulb offers resistance. Current flows because the household voltage pushes it through the circuit. Turn on a hairdryer. It uses much more current because it needs to produce heat. Plug in an electric heater. Not even more current flows. Every appliance is designed with a specific electrical resistance that determines how much current it draws from the supply. That's why different appliances require different wire sizes and different circuit breakers. Have you ever plugged in too many appliances and suddenly lost power? That's your circuit breaker doing its job. Every breaker is designed to protect the wiring inside your walls. If too much current flows, the wires begin to heat up. Instead of allowing the wires to overheat, the breaker disconnects the circuit. It's not a nuisance. It's a critical safety device. A tripped breaker is often a warning that the circuit is overloaded, there's a short circuit, or a fault is present. Never replace a breaker with a larger one unless the wiring is specifically designed for the higher current rating. Not all wires are created equal. Thin wires have higher resistance and can safely carry only a limited amount of current. Thicker wires have lower resistance and can carry much more current without overheating. That's why power transmission lines, electric vehicle charging cables, and industrial equipment use much larger conductors. Choosing the wrong wire size can lead to excessive voltage drop, wasted energy, overheating, and even electrical fires. Professional electricians always match the wire size to the expected current and the applicable electrical code. Many electrical problems begin with simple mistakes, using damaged extension cords, overloading power strips, ignoring warm outlets, using the wrong replacement fuse or breaker. Loose electrical connections, improper DIY wiring. These mistakes increase resistance, create unwanted heat, and can lead to dangerous failures. If you ever notice burning smells, buzzing sounds, discoloration around outlets, or breakers that trip repeatedly, have the system inspected by a qualified electrician. Electrical safety should always come first. Let's review everything you've learned. Voltage is the electrical. Pressure that pushes electric charge, current, is the movement of that charge through a conductor. Resistance opposes the movement of the charge. Together, these three concepts explain how nearly every electrical circuit works. Whether you're charging your phone, running an air conditioner, powering a factory, or driving an electric vehicle, these same principles are always at work. Once you understand voltage, current, and resistance, electricity becomes much less mysterious. Instead of memorizing facts, you begin to understand why electrical systems behave the way they do. Congratulations! You've just learned 3 of the most important concepts in electricity, voltage, current, resistance. These are the building blocks of every electrical system in the world. The next time you plug in a charger, turn on a light, or use an electrical appliance, you'll know exactly what's happening behind the scenes. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who's always wanted to understand electricity. Subscribe to Electrical Pro Tips for more easy-to-understand videos on electrical safety, home wiring, troubleshooting, tools, and professional electrician tips, and let us know in the comments, which electrical topic would you like us to explain next? Thanks for watching, stay curious, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching Electrical Pro Tips. Check out these next videos. How electricity works, easy explanation. AC versus DC electricity. Explained electrical basics everyone should. Know why your breaker keeps tripping, never touch this wire. Don't forget to subscribe for more practical electrical knowledge and safety tips.